Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining today's session. My name is Toshal Khavle, and I am co-organizer of AWS UG Pune. Okay, and in today's session, we have Arun Kumar, and we are going to cover AWS ECS and run through the CI/CD project. Okay, so let me introduce Varun. Varun Kumar is a senior consultant with yeah. He is a cloud professional with over 8+ years of experience with a diversified portfolio in DevOps, DevSec, AI, and ML. Okay, Varun is also a research paper, including IEEE. The research area of and topic were virtualization, hypervisor, and etc. He writes technical blog, okay, and he has written blogs on AWS Cloud, DevOps, DevSec, and in general cloud community topics. Okay, so I will hand over to Varun. Varun, over to you, and you can start.
Hey, hi all. This is Varun Manik, and it was a great pleasure to join this session. Thank you, Toshal, for my introduction, and thank you for arranging this session and give me this opportunity to utilize my knowledge and to utilize my skill to share with the community with AWS folks, right? And yes, I have a very good relation with the Pune. Sometimes I came to Pune with some very good, professional work with Amdocs, with Blaze Clan, and a couple of other companies because, yeah, I'm working in Malaysia right now. And I have, as Toshal said, I have a diversified experience in AWS as well as in cloud and DevOps CI/CD. So, yep. So this is my one of the passion to share my knowledge with others. So you guys can follow my YouTube or my LinkedIn or my blog. And without making any delay, let me share my screen and let you know about the agenda of this today's talk. Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen. Give me a moment. Okay, and just a moment. Okay, so Toshal, am I
Yeah.
audible? Am I visible? On my screen is there?
Yes, yes, you are
Okay,
visible, and we can
so
see your screen as well.
yeah, guys, those who really want to join me on LinkedIn or my blog or my YouTube channel or Facebook, just follow these links. And in the YouTube section also, you can find these links over there. So rather than talking so much thing about myself because Social is already introduced, let me go to the next slide. And just to let you know, professionally, I have done my master degree in computer science, and I have a couple of certificates in Amazon as well as Red Hat and Microsoft. Right. So these are my recent experience. So I have done the CI/CD part, and the DevOps part is one of the most famous and one of the largest company, the media company called as Astro in Malaysia. And I was there as a DevOps manager, and I was handled almost 8 to 10 people of senior and junior team. And yeah, we do have done a lot of things, which is in terms of the advanced virtualization level and the CI/CD and the DevOps manner in the security, DevSecOps, Dev AIOps, that is artificial intelligence and all. So currently, I'm working with the Deloitte, and here I have extensively I found to work with the Cloud Connect, Amazon Connect, so where I could learn the artificial intelligence with the call center experience. So it was a really new journey. So those who really want to, talk about the Amazon Connect or about the cloud call center, they can also contact me. So let's go to the today's agenda. So today I'm gonna talk about the DevOps culture and the CI/CD pipeline for the AWS ECS. And here is the topic about the DevOps culture, brief discussion about microservices, overall project explanation. So I do have a project uh, just Miss, I have done a typo over there. Okay, so project implementation, it will take almost about an hour. And recently, Miss, just before starting this session, I have added the Copilot. So the Copilot project is launched early in this week, like the day before yesterday, and I have done a couple of experiments over there. And after this video, I will provide my YouTube channel link over there. You can find the Copilot video as well as I'm writing a blog. So by this evening, you can find the Copilot blog also. Okay, so this is the agenda of the day. And before moving any delay, let's go and talk about the DevOps. So guys, whenever nowadays we are talking about the DevOps, then there is a multiple kind of people you can find that they will define DevOps in their own manner, right? Somebody say that, hey, DevOps is a completely infrastructure part. Somebody tells that no, it's a kind of a development people. The developers can be, able to attach themselves with the infra and then they can work over there. And somebody said that, hey, there is a no requirement of the tester on that. And DevOps is just for the infrastructure and all. And couple of people are saying that there is a no requirement of the business people or the management or the PMO and security team. So multiple people having the multiple opinion about the DevOps. So in my opinion, DevOps is not a tool set. DevOps is not a people management or the infra management or something like that. DevOps is an entire culture, and that culture has to be adopted in the IT industry from last couple of years, and this is a very revolutionary change in terms of the speed, in terms of the optimization, in terms of the consistency. So this culture include multiple things, not even a single, multiple things, which include the DevOps tools. Tools and technology is just a part of the DevOps, the part of that culture. Moreover, it is a mind change of mindset from legacy mindset to the DevOps or agile methodology, as well as you can include the PMO team, you can include the business people, you can include the network team, security team, development team, as well as the tester team. Okay, so it is a combination of multiple team inside an organization. Okay, and why it is so revolutionary and why it is so adaptive nowadays, because DevOps is flying on the terms of cloud. So either it's the Amazon cloud, either it's a Microsoft, Google, Alibaba, or multiple cloud you can. So DevOps, creation of infrastructure, making a code deployment over there, and then testing it, and then make a vulnerability testing, getting a notification, a centralized notification system. So this all include as a DevOps. So typically people are defining DevOps like Dev plus Ops. That means a developer thing and the operational thing. So whenever I say operational thing, that doesn't mean the system administrator, because in the on-premises, those who are working with the VMware or with Hyper-V or Citrix, okay, so they do have a different team in the on-prem for the operation. Likewise, network team is a separate team, security team is a separate team, infrastructure management, that is server administrator, is a separate team. Okay, as well as if the firm is little larger, then they have a problem management team. Okay, so this include everything is a part of the operation, and the developer team, yeah, those who develop the application, as well as we can include tester. So previously what happened, Dev and Ops, both team are working separate in a silos. So nowadays what happens, like people are connecting to them, and it's a cross-functional team scope is going on, and we can put some sprint, we can put some DevOps methodology over there to talk and to make a proper communication between the cross-functional team, and to do it the whole task from scratch to the top, like is the deployment process within one go, without any dependency of the operational team or the testing team or the development team. So we are just get reading of the silos team, and we are coming to work as an entire one team. Either you are sitting in another room or another office or another country, that does not affect anything, because everything is on a cloud, and cloud is accessible through everywhere. So moving to this picture, you can see in the center, you can see it's a business idea. So business is the core part of the DevOps culture. You can see the revenue and value. So business is directly affected to the revenue. And if you can save your time, if you can save your infrastructure cost, if you can save your people management or the resource management cost, that everything is directly proportional to the revenue. Okay. And here in the below section, you can see the business as well as the operation, and it in the center it is built, because yeah, code build and code deploy, these are the infrastructure deployment or code deployment or a centralized monitoring system or the centralized notification system. Everything is coming inside this build section. So you can check it out, the development and the bridge over there, the development and operational, and we can create a DevOps. So typical cycle of the DevOps is we need to create a release management, and everything inside the DevOps is an automation. So if you want me to define DevOps in a one line, so DevOps is a culture rather than a mindset. And another definition is DevOps is a automation. So you need to automate everything: your infrastructure creation, your testing, your security testing, vulnerability testing, your networking devices, and everything is an automated way. So we need to go for the build automation, and then we gonna make all the testing over there, automated testing with the Selenium and other tools, and then we can go for the continuous promotion. So that continuous promotion, that means iterative, we can run this DevOps cycle one by one, and whatever artifact we are getting over there, we can promote that artifact to the development, to the UAT environment or staging environment or in the production environment. And once everything is continuous promotion is done, we're going to go for the deployment automation and the continuous deployment, which is nowadays you can think about the continuous integration, continuous deployment, or continuous delivery, which is CI/CD. It's a very common terminology nowadays. So this continuous deployment, and once it is there, now we need to do two things. One is a monitoring. Each and every step should be monitored and get notified. So centralized monitoring system and centralized notification system is one of the core part in the DevOps methodology. So I hope my opinion about the DevOps will make some sense to you. And of course, let's move to the next slide. And please ask me some question if you have. And Kaushal, please read out the question so I can answer them in a proper manner, right? So here again, the technology, process, and business. So of course, in the technology wise, we can enhance the technology with the automation.
Varun,
We can, yeah.
Sorry to disturb. We have a couple of questions, okay, from the audience, and let's take those questions. So the first question we have from Kedar, okay. So so he's asking, can you tell us what project can we do in final year of engineering? Okay, and also tell us
yes, Kedar. Yes, I
research
can. Yeah.
journey of yours. He's asking how what kind of a research journey you have by publishing papers. Okay, this is one question. If you can answer Kedar, and then we'll move to another question from Naresh.
Sure. Just give me one moment from the Kedar side. Hey, Kedar, thanks for asking me a question. So there is a YouTube link in this section. You can just go and follow that YouTube link. It is almost about two part is there. One part is a 1 hour 29 minute. Another part is a 7 minute. If you can just follow that one, you can complete your master entire project. That 1.5 hour journey, you can explain it to your thesis, to your project, to your live demonstration over there, and you can contact me on LinkedIn. I can give some more idea about that. And about my research journey, so I'm specifically working on the hypervisor level, the core virtualization level. So cloud is a next level of thing. But I started my journey with my Linux KVM, and then I worked with the VMware ESXi. Then I have done my Hyper-V virtualization, then Citrix Zen hypervisor, as well as on the OpenStack. So my project was that to compare, to install each and everything, to create my own private cloud in a small manner, and then compare each and everything over there on the benchmark of SQL, on the benchmark of the queuing system. So these are the things I have done in my research. You can find my research paper on my IEEE. So, okay, I'll provide the link of my IEEE paper inside the YouTube link. So I think, yeah, I have done with this. Well, yeah, go with the Naresh question.
Yeah, so yeah, thank you, Varun. And the second question from Naresh Vaswani is,
Mhm.
Can you give your views on DevOps came with a mindset that developers and operation part to be owned by service owner team to avoid the goof up which used to happen between DevOps team and ops team. Okay, but now
Okay, so
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
So in continuation of that, okay, but now we have a different role of DevOps, okay, altogether, and companies are looking for skill set of DevOps, and I hardly see a DevOps person doing development. So what are your views on this? So I would say very
Okay,
apt question.
so there is a couple of questions inside. That's first of thing I need
Yes.
to talk about the mindset. So okay, guys, if you're talking about the mindset, it's not about the developer mindset. It's not about the operational mindset because the system admin. These are the technical people. These can adapt. They can update themselves. I'm talking about mindset about the business. See, if the business owner itself is not ready to move their code or to move their application into the cloud or into to adopt the DevOps culture, so it is very hard to convince them. And I have, like my in my last company, I have an internal customer, and we need to convince them. We need to show them our capability and how much benefit we are getting with the DevOps thing. So we have explained them. We took like couple of very interesting and very complex projects from the on-prem. We migrated to the cloud. We have just adopted the cloud culture as a MVP. And in this particular scene, the Amazon Web Services professional services team is helping us. And I have, yes, we have done it, the Cloud Center of Excellence over there. And in that Center of Excellence, we have created the minimum viable project, that is called as MVP. So that MVP, we have completed it. We have successfully deployed and adopted the DevOps culture for a couple of our projects, and we make that as a success story, and then we broadcasted that success story across the organization and trying to get more and more business owner to get that and to adopt that culture. So that's one thing you can talk with them, communicate your goal or agenda to them in a proper manner, show them their benefit, show them the revenue generation and the money and the cost saving, the time saving, and you need to convince them to the business owner. So the legacy business come to the DevOps is one of the most common challenge in the people management, what I have faced it. And coming to your second question, right now, multiple people are using, multiple organization are calling the DevOps guys. And what was the last line portion?
So how you compare the skill set of DevOps and because the DevOps person hardly do any kind of development in the overall journey.
Okay, yes. So I can say you right now, there is a no system administrator job. If you can go to the naukri.com and find a system administrator, then you can only find the system administrator job on the on-premises big firm. If there is a small firm, then the title is changed to the cloud engineer, to AWS engineer, or the automation engineer, something like that. And to answer your question, you hardly find a developer to the DevOps thing. Then I can bet you in Singapore, in Southeast Asia, there are many companies at the startup level, the enterprise level, or the mid-sized company. They are utilizing developer to teach them the Docker, to teach them the container, to teach them the Elastic Beanstalk, so that they can get rid of the operational guys. So nowadays, this mindset, yeah, I'm just talking about this mindset that developer cannot do the operational thing. Most of the company in Southeast Asia and including India, they are utilizing their developer to do the operational thing. They are teaching them the Docker. They are making skill trend in the microservices and NoSQL and so many serverless architecture. So there is no need of any of the system administrator or the cloud engineering guy. Only the developer is doing it. I think I have
Yeah.
given the answer for this question,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, maybe Naresh can reach out to you with more his queries on the questions and a
Yes,
follow up
yes.
to his question. He also wants to know what is the difference between a DevOps and a SRE.
See, SRE is a site reliability engineer, right? And DevOps is completely from scratch, from very bottom of the project development. Okay, so to answer your question, let me go with the SDLC, which is software development life cycle, right? So previously there was a waterfall model, and the waterfall model have four sections. The section one is about the project planning and the requirement gathering. Section 2 is the designing part. Section 3 is the implementation part, and section 4 is the testing and again getting the requirement back. So these four sections is either in a spiral model or in a waterfall model. Everything is the SDLC life cycle thing. But the thing is that once you deploy your code, or once you are in a production and you want to change some feature from production, okay, inside the running production, you want to change some feature. I'm not talking about the click or something like that. I'm talking about the entire feature. Then again, it will take the whole process, and minimum change required at least 3 months of time in a enterprise level of company. So what happened? Agile is replaced the waterfall model, because Agile, everything is in a centralized place, and most of the people are communication is happening, day by day basis, and the deployment will be quite faster. And now DevOps comes. The development process itself, once you push a code in your centralized repository as a developer, it automatically deployed to the UAT environment or development environment, and after that it can get notified to the manager, please approve it to launch on the production. So what happened? The site reliability engineer is something which is going down inside the server level, or going down inside the running production thing. So you can just go over there and try to fix it out. If there is a fire, then you need to put some water over there. So that's what the site reliability engineer is doing. It sometimes your machine gonna fail from the cloud side, sometimes the API of the network, sometimes the AWS region gonna be failed. And we have faced this issue in like 2 years back, when in Virginia region in US, the S3 goes down. So in that case, the site reliability engineer came in the picture if something goes down in the production. But in the DevOps, it's a supporting process to launch your code on the production. It is not a main process. It's a supporting process. Once develop a code, push on the centralized repository, it can go to the UAT, it can go to the production. So that is the difference between site reliability engineer and the DevOps responsibility, DevOps guy responsibility.
Okay. Thank you, Varun. I think we will, in the interest of time, we'll move
Okay,
with
sure.
your presentation.
So, yeah, so as already with this answer and with this question and answer, I think I have already explained that. But let me tell you, the speed is one of the most core part of this. And when I am saying speed, that also includes the manual error, and time is directly proportional to money across the globe in any industry. IT is one of them to support them, right? So if we can save the time, we can directly generating the revenue for our organization. So saving time with this whole deployment, in this whole automation is one part, but you are in this automation, there is no chance of a manual error. So of course you are saving time for your resources, you are saving time for the repetitive tasks. This is how you're gonna make benefited to the revenue. Okay, and of course it's a 200 time more frequent deployments we are doing in the manner, culture, as well as 22% time we can save for the unplanned work, and it's a 24% faster recovery from the failure. Okay, it was a quite old data, but yes, we have done it, and I'm doing on a daily basis, day by day. And right now I'm on a Deloitte Southeast Asia as a senior consultant over here. So I'm reaching out to the different client, and this my day in day out process to let the people know about the DevOps and to adopt the DevOps culture. Okay, so yeah, to complete that project, so the first question asking about the some project, so I'm coming to that question, and here's the answer. So I'm going to tell you about the CI/CD, about the ECS pipeline, okay, and which include the manual as well as the automation over there. Okay, so let me tell you something. The prerequisites for this project, at least you have to know about the very basic of the AWS, like what is the Docker, and container, and what exactly ECR, which is Elastic Container Repository, ECS, which is Elastic Container Service, the Fargate, and what are the tasks, services, what is Elastic Load Balancer, yeah, application load balancer, or identity access and management. So these are the things you need to know about that, and there is a couple of tools what I'm talking about. is a DevOps tool from the AWS. So this is especially centric to the Amazon Web Services. There is no third-party tool I'm utilizing it, but you can utilize third-party tools also. So first of all, the flow of this application is that the coder will, the developer will push the code to the code commit, and it will automatically take the code from the centralized repository as a GitHub or Bitbucket. It will build your code, it will build your image on the code build, and then that image will be pushed to the ECR, and from the ECR it can deploy to your ECS, and all those things, your pipeline will gonna do all those things. Okay, so this is the prerequisite, and you can just Google it out and you can find this detail over there, right? And better you can just reach out to my blog and you can see all those details over there also. Okay, and so these are the AWS tools, and most of the people are talking about the microservices, serverless architecture. So guys, let me tell you one thing. If somebody says serverless, that means a user is not going to manage and maintain the server. But at the back end, at the organization end, as a AWS, there are server. It's not completely serverless. There are server, and you have to run your application, run your database in that server, right? Let me give an example. ECS is Elastic Container Service, or Kubernetes like EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service. So there are server running behind that, but their console of AWS console itself is managing these servers, as well as whatever pods you are creating, whatever node you are creating, whatever minion you are creating over there. So that is managed by you. Similarly, if you kind of think about the ALB, application load balancer, or elastic load balancer, or API gateway, so these are the serverless, or the DynamoDB, which is NoSQL. So these are serverless technology, but behind the scenario, there are servers running on that. For a small example, elastic load balancer, we just need to click, select the security group, VPC, and port number and everything, and your elastic load balancer will be created. But behind the scene, there is an Nginx server running inside the AWS. So serverless, whenever somebody is saying that serverless, that means there is no server management or maintenance from the user perspective, but back end there are servers. Okay, so that's about the serverless services. And microservices is something which we have discussed, as a monolithic and microlithic architecture. So monolithic is somewhere around tightly coupled architecture, and microlithic is something about a loosely coupled architecture. Loosely coupled architecture, that means if your one component of your architecture or one component of your production system goes down, the another components are working fine because it's a loosely coupled one. So that is the basic core idea about the microservices. Okay, so just to save some time, I'm just getting rid of this, and these are the open source DevOps tool, which is highly utilizing inside 2020 from last couple of years, and the future is completely on the DevOps, right? So Jenkins is one of the most famous tools for the build, for code pipelining, and GitHub, you know about GitHub, it's a centralized repository system, Docker, then Datadog for the monitoring, Terraform for the infrastructure coding, Trend Micro is for somewhere around the security on cloud. Okay, so there are multiple tools available for the open source. You can go ahead and utilize that one. But these are the couple of tools what I have showed here. So let's go to the step one, and just give me a moment. Yeah. So this particular project, I'm gonna divide it into the 10 steps. Now, first of all, those who are working, those who are studying in the graduation or the post graduation, they could start from the basic. If they don't know Docker, just follow my video and follow my instruction, and you need to know about it. No need to know about anything. Just follow my video over there. So first of all, we could install a AWS. The prerequisites for this project, you need to have a one AWS account. That's all. So once you have an AWS account, you just go to the AWS EC2 and create a machine over there. Get SSH to that machine and install Docker over there. And inside the Docker, you should just pull the CentOS 6. You can utilize Nginx, you can utilize HTTPD. But this is a very basic step-by-step tutorial. That's why I have chosen the CentOS. So you just go and choose the CentOS, and then create an index.html file and write anything over there, create a Docker file, build your image. That's a step one. Then you need to create the Elastic Container Repository on AWS ECR, and that repository looks like this, right? The process, like 5 steps to do that: create your ECR, log into your ECR, and tag your existing Docker image with the ECR URI, and then push to the ECR. And this is how it looks like. The fifth one is look like what is the URL of your ECR, right? And create your ALB. So application load balancer is one of the important aspects in Amazon for the microservices. Uh, so we need to create a target group. We need to create a load balancer and with the security. And step 4 is creation of the ECS cluster. So first of all, we need to create a Fargate with the compatibility of a Fargate and ECS. And then we need to create a cluster over there, attach the ALB while creating a service, and then test your ALB with that service, right, on a browser. So it will show your website over there. Step 5, now code commit. Now I'm coming. So these are the things which is manual. Now I'm coming to the code commit. How you gonna push a code and automatically everything will be built and in the pipeline, step by step, and everything, and it will deploy your code to the production environment. So for that we need to utilize our code repo, which is code commit in AWS, and then we need to get access to our local machine and then push our code. Step 6 is a code build, which is a build tool like Jenkins. Okay, so in open source code commit alternative is a GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, and multiple other SVN or something like that, right? And in the code build, Jenkins is one of the famous tools. So yeah, Jenkins, most of the people familiar with the Jenkins, so you can utilize Jenkins as a code build. Okay, and here inside the code build, what we're gonna do is we're gonna run the Docker file, we're gonna build on Docker image, and then the same code will push your ECR, your Docker build to the ECR repository, right? Step 7, to create a code pipeline over here. And that code pipeline, what we are talking about, the DevOps. So from point 1 to point N, it will automatically do all the things. So there are a couple of steps to do that, create a pipeline project. And then from the step 5, just choose the repository, what you have created. From the step 6, just choose the code build project, what you have created earlier, and then deploy to the ECS, because in step 1, we already created the ECS. And then create your cluster name and everything from the step 3 and create the code pipeline. Okay. Step 8 is error and its resolution. So I will discuss some most common error. If you don't follow a video, just go for the AWS documentation, and then you will find out some issue to resolve your problem. So I'm going to discuss about the error and its resolution also. And the ninth one is the most common thing with this kind of pipeline, to change the source artifact, to change the input, right? So that's the one most common thing. Most of the people is getting problems, and they are not able to resolve it. So that's why I have taken as a step 9. And the 10th one is that you just need to check your ALB in a URL, ALB URL inside the browser, and in the green color you can see the version. Like green color is a version 2, as well as the blue color is a version 3 or new version, right? So this is something we're going to test it at the final stage. So yeah, and today I have a bonus lecture for you guys. So AWS launches the Copilot like the day before yesterday, and I have made some research, and I'm gonna put some video over there in the YouTube. You can follow over there by this evening, and I'm writing a blog too, which will be completed on this Copilot thing by this evening, right? So Copilot is designed for both existing ECS cluster and a new ECS cluster who went to move beyond the manual management. So within the command line, you just need to do one type one command, and it will create the entire Elastic Container Service infrastructure at the back end, and you can also able to deploy your code with that single command. So there is not required this code pipelining and everything. So they have make a beautiful thing for the containerization system. So yeah, this has been launched the day before yesterday, and I'm gonna give a glimpse of that in the last section of this course. Okay. and in the last section you can answer, you can question, and I'll answer your things. So just give me a moment. Let me share the another screen. Moshal, just confirm when you are able to see my another screen.
Yes,
Me?
Varun. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it is yet not visible. We
Yeah.
have few questions, and
Yeah.
do
Go
you
on.
want
Go
to
on.
take it, or
Yes. Yes.
should we
Yes. Yes. I
continue?
can. I can.
Okay.
I can take it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we have a question from Arijit Ghosh. Okay, and this is more on the same SRE and DevOps role. So he's asking whether the roles are different. Okay, and why companies are asking the same skill set for both the roles. Okay, so yeah, this is the question from Arijit. If you can take that, and we'll move to next question then.
Okay, so Arijit, as I already explained, that SRE is a site reliability engineer. If something goes down on a production, then the SRE team is the first team who gonna fix the issue, right? Because it's the complete reliability of your website. Let's suppose we are working with an e-commerce website like as a Flipkart or something. If something goes down on a production, then there is a primary team who can investigate and who can fix the problem. So SRE team should be there to resolve that. And why the job description for DevOps and SRE team is same? So there is a simple reason, bro. Likewise, now everything is adopting DevOps. All the organization is trying to adopt the DevOps. So until unless the site reliability engineer would not have a knowledge of DevOps, how they gonna fix it? See, you can fix something which you know. If you don't know the process, if you don't know the flow, you don't know the a certain area of work, you cannot fix it. So that is the reason why all the companies needed DevOps skill set in the SRE team. I think I have done
Great.
the
Okay. Yeah.
answer. Yeah.
Next question we have from Vaibhav. Okay. So he's
I
asking,
have
yeah. So is it necessary to have hardcore developer skill to be a DevOps?
not at all. Not at all. See, I am not a developer. I started my journey with the system administrator. But yes, you do need to know about the scripting. Either it's a configuration management tool, Chef, Ansible, Terraform, Chef, Ansible, and the infrastructure code like Terraform or CloudFormation, or the Python coding for the infrastructure development and all. But believe me or not, I was the one who just chosen the Linux administrator because I don't want to code. I was scared to coding. I'm a very bad coder. So I can say that yes, there is not required. But later onwards, I have certified my Red Hat Ansible certification before entering in the DevOps environment, and that is one of the turning moment in my life. To from a cloud engineer, I can be a DevOps guy with the help of this Ansible. So you need to know about the automation, you need to know about the flow, but development skill is not required.
Great. Thank you, Varun. We'll just take a last question, which is from Tushar. So he's asking, can ECS be configured or initialized within Terraform?
Of course, yes,
Okay. I think
very
that answers
easily,
your question.
very easily.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I think we can move on. We'll take questions on another questions in some time. Okay. Move on.
Okay, so guys, here I'm gonna play a video on my YouTube. Okay, so
Yeah.
to save the time, I will pause everything and I'll explain from the scratch. I will explain each and everything. And please, Kaushal, let me know if there is any question. Okay, and
Yeah. Yeah.
also tell me,
Sure.
tell me about the speed. Like my speed is going fast, or my rhythm is everything is fine or not. So you can interrupt me at any moment, right?
Sure.
So
Sure.
my word file is visible to you, right?
Correct. It is visible, and we can see all also
Okay,
this transcript.
let's go. So here I'm defining. Okay, transcript is there. So let me pause this transcript. Just a
Yeah.
moment. Close. my subtitle. It's off, right? I'm not
Yes.
sure like why it is coming as a CC. Okay, so one click to CC. That's a new thing I have
Yeah.
learned today. Okay, yeah. So here
Right.
I'm explaining about the same steps over there. So yeah, I just logged into my AWS account. I clicked on the EC2. Those who don't know anything about the AWS and anything about the Docker or microservices, they can just follow this video, and believe me or not, you can complete your entire master project with this. And I am pretty sure in the college area also you will get the highest marks in that project, right? So just follow that. So I have clicked on the EC2, and I'm gonna choose the Amazon Linux AMI. And this green color T2 Micro is free for 1 year, which is one CPU and provide 1 gigabyte of memory to you. Hello, Toshan?
We can see and we can hear you as well.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We are in the instance page.
Yeah, we are in the instance page, and I'm not sure like what happened, why it is lagging. Okay, so something
Do
goes
a full
bad,
screen. Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah, something goes bad with the network. I don't, because this is a cloud machine, so there is a no lagging in the internet. Fine.
Sure.
So yeah, so I have just chosen the AMI and chosen the T2 micro free tier. T2 is small for 2 gigabytes of memory. For you to use as a free tier, you can utilize the T2 micro. And all the setting is default for me here. Toshal, just give me a moment. I'm not sure like what happening over here. So let me
Yeah.
share this screen to my local machine rather than the cloud machine. Just a
Okay.
moment.
No problem. Yeah. Are you able to select the review on launch, or
Uh,
it is getting stuck?
No, I don't know. It's getting stuck. So just give me a moment. I'm
No
just
worries. Yeah.
running it my local machine.
Yeah. So meanwhile, I think somebody has asked what is Docker and Kubernetes. Okay. So I think Naresh has helped us in that regards. Thank you, Naresh, for your help. We will touch base on the questions which Udit has asked in the later part of the session.
Okay, okay. So I'm just setting a playback speed to 1.5.
Just to answer Siddharth's question, okay, yes, the recording will be available on the YouTube channel of AWS User Group Pune. Yeah,
Share.
you will be able to see it once we stop the live session and we can use it.
Now you can see this share screen, right?
It's yet to come, Varun.
Now?
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is my local machine. I don't want to share the local one, but okay, fine. Yeah. So we have just chosen the configuration of instance, which is by default. By default, it's a 8 GB storage. Then I'm choosing the security group, and I'm gonna create a security group. So security group is a kind of a soft firewall, okay, in the cloud, which can provide the facility to open the port and uh, close the IP address or open the IP address to the particular port. Then I'm going to make a launch. For this, I need to create a key pair. I have created a key pair in in the section with name Varun Docker. I'm saving it over here, and I just launched this instance. So click on the instance ID. It will redirect to the main page. Name it something, Docker. Okay. And as it is your local machine, you're gonna use this machine as your local machine. So I'm gonna use the elastic IP, which is a static IP in terms of the on-prem, terminology. It is an static IP which cannot be changed. Either your machine is rebooted or your machine is shut it down for the night, and morning you're gonna turn it on. So this is how we're gonna create elastic IP. It is created and associated to my instance. Now I can see the elastic IP is there. And here I'm using my WSL, which is a Windows Linux file system on Ubuntu. So here I can see in the download section, my Varun Docker pem is there. So I'm changing the file mode to 400. Those who are familiar with Linux, they should know about that. And those who are not, they can just follow this. And then I am going to SSH the newly created machine with SSH-I Varun Docker pem. EC2 user is the EC2 username and IP address, and I have successfully logged into the EC2. Now
Varun,
I'm
can you
gonna
just increase font size on your screen so that it is visible a little bit? Yeah,
font size
font
cannot,
size.
I cannot
Okay,
increase
okay,
it because
okay, fine. It's a YouTube video. Fine, no issues. Continue.
wait. Let me put it on 720 pixel.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, it's in the best practice. So let me show you the best practice of Linux. Whenever you are going to the EC2 machine or the Linux anyone, you need to update the system for the security reason. So the first command is you just logged into the EC2 user, and I am accessing this machine as a root user. For that, I have written the sudo -i to navigate to my the root user, right? And the first command is yum update -y will provide you the details of yes. Rather than typing yes, you need to put -y. Now I'm gonna install the Docker. Yum install Docker is the command. -y to just make it automatic. And this is how we install the Docker. And Docker info. So my service is not started. That's why I'm not getting the output. Now I'm starting my service. Docker is start, and it's starting. I'm checking the status. The PID 2891 is running, and then we just clear the screen and put a Docker info command once again. So all the thing about the newly installed Docker, you can find the detail of here, like was the version 19.03.6 CE. Right. So my Docker thing is done. Installation is done. So there is a couple of Docker commands. So I'm just pulling the CentOS 6 image. So those who are a student, they can easily understand the CentOS 6 part. So I have just pulled it. It was a not recommended to use this on production. So now, right now my username is root @ my private IP address. I have already downloaded the image of my Docker. So Docker images is the command. And here you can see the repository name, the tag name, image ID, and when it is created, when it was created. I'm going to utilize this image. So to run the Docker image, Docker run is the command. -i that means interactive, -t that means terminal. And now I'm utilizing the port. So -p is for the port. So the left-hand side port represent your host port. The right-hand side port, about the colon right-hand side port will represent your container port. And then you can copy the image ID or the image name. So I'll just run the image ID. And now, while running this command, I immediately logged into my container. So this is my container right now, and the container ID, you can see it over there. So if you can just check it over there, let me show you. You can see my mouse. So here you can see root @ IP address 172.3.164.90. And once I run this command, I have suddenly logged in with my container with DB943907.187.8. So that's the uname or username for my container. And once I am inside the container, I'm gonna install the Apache over there. So yum install Apache, yum install HTTPD inside my container. It is installing this service, and then I need to navigate to the where www HTML location, and once I will be there, I need to create an index.html file to show or to run my website on browser. So I'm just echoing echo. I'm coming from container, and I'm saving this on index.html file. So in this session, Toshal and the audience, I am trying to show you the basic error which can be, done by any of the developer or any of the operational guy. Either it is experienced or a fresher, right, or mid-level experience. So I will show each and every error also. So right now, I intentionally made an error.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just copied my Elastic IP, paste it here, and I can't see anything on a browser. So I made a mistake. And that mistake, first of all, as an AWS guy, you need to check your inbound rule, whether 80 number port is available or not for everyone. It is available. Now, what was the problem? Then you have to go to your terminal and say that, hey, I have installed, but I did not started my Apache service. So I just started Apache inside my container, and then I will go back again over there, navigate my system and the URL, and I can see my website. I'm coming from container. So this is how easy it is, the Docker part. So those who ask what is Docker, so I have clearly and very step-by-step definition of Docker and everything. So these things, yeah, I'm again, it's a port, like which port and which container. So let's go to the Docker PS. So Docker PS, you can see what are the containers running. Docker PS minus A. If anything, any container has been exited state, stopped state, paused state, or in a started state, or in execution state, you can see the all details of that container with Docker PS command. Now I am already in my local machine. I'm going to the optional directory, and I'm creating a directory called as Docker. And from thereafter, I will do all the things in this Docker directory. So first of all, whatever thing I have done it in a manual basis, that run command and go inside the Apache and all, I am doing on in automation with the Docker file. So here you can find my Docker file, which is I already written over here. I'm just pasting it, and the first line will talk about the which base image you're gonna choose it. I chosen the CentOS with the tag CentOS 6. Maintainer, you can put your organization name, your name or email address. Run command will install the Apache, which I have showed it. Then copy your index file to your HTML directory, and this user has been HTTPD foreground command will always execute when your container will gonna run. So while running your container first time, it's gonna execute automatically. And at the end, I'm exposing the port number 80 of the container through which your website can be accessible from your host machine to the container, right? So for this, I need to create an index file, index.html. I have just created the index.html with editor Vim, and I'm copying it and pasting a few lines, very easy line of the HTML thing. Now my Docker and index.html is done. So to build an image automatically, this is the command docker build -t, that is tag. Then what is your name of your container? So web server, I'm tagging it, and dot means the Docker file is still available. The Docker file is still available in the same directory. That is what the dot means. Okay, if the Docker file is in a different directory, then you need to provide the whole absolute path for that directory and the Docker file. Okay, so now my Docker file is running with the build command. It will do step by step. Wait, let me show you what are the steps it took. Okay. Yeah. So here you can see step one. There is a 6th line I have written in my Docker file. So step one is from CentOS. So it is downloading one. So this is my image layer one. Step two, maintainer Varun Manik. It is overriding my image layer here, and it is creating a new image layer. Then it is removing intermediate containers. So yeah, it's a layer by layer process. So step one, creating one layer. Step two, replacing the first and creating new. Step three, replacing the installing Apache and running on this layer 2 and create the layer 3 and so on. So install successfully Apache installation complete. Then you can see layer 4 is after completion of Apache, it is copying my index.html to www.html location, and it will create another layer. Step 5 is running Apache while in foreground, right? Whenever my container will execute, this command should be run. And at the 6th layer or 6 by 6, I'm exposing the port number 80. And once everything is done, then it will removing the intermediate container, which is the last layer, and creating a final layer. And that layer is my ID of my container. And the tag was tagged web server latest. That is the name and tag. So Docker images, we have created the Docker image. I can see my web server with the tag name latest is there. Now I am running this command again to run my newly created Docker build. And now I have done a mistake over here. I forgot to write run. So it should be Docker run hyphen interactive terminal D. Yeah. Yeah. So interactive I means interactive T means terminal, D means detached mode, and port is already explained. Now I run Docker PS command. I can see the sweet BASI container is running. Now I can go over there and refresh my IP, and I can see my website will be showing in my browser. Publicly, it is available to everybody, right? So this is how we have automated the building process rather than the manual. We created the Docker file and run the Docker file and create the image and then build it. So let's go to the Elastic Container Service. It is kind of alternative of Docker Hub. So you need to click on Get Started, give some name. In my case, I'm giving the name Manik Cloud. Create repository. Go to the cloud. Go to the Manik Cloud repository and view push command. So this is the way you need to log in to the ECR. So one by one, I will copy all the command and paste it on my terminal. So here I paste it out, and I'll face a problem because authentication issue. My AWS configuration for this machine has not been done yet. So rather than providing the credential, I'm gonna choose an IAM role. First, go to the IAM. Go to the role. Create a role for your EC2. Select EC2. Then provide the admin access. For the demo purpose, I am providing the admin access. You can provide the ECR itself. Give some name to your role. And always make sure it should be, the nomenclature should be good. EC2, EC access for other AWS resources, because it's an admin access, so I can utilize anywhere. Now go to your machine. This is how you're gonna connect the IAM role to your running machine. Go to the instance setting, go to the attach IAM role, select your newly created role and apply it. Now, as admin access is granted to your EC2 machine, You can see the IAM role in the console. Go back to your console terminal and hit enter. Now you can see the login succeed. See, this is how easy it is, right? So you can just follow step by step and you can do your project. So again, I'm going to the ECR and I'm trying to copy and paste all the commands. So this is how you're gonna tag your latest build image to the ECR URI. So Docker tag is a tagging command. Or existing image, you can tag it with any other name. So my Docker image name was Docker Web Server initially, and I am trying to rename it, or I'm trying to tag it with this URI, ECR URI. So now I can see my Docker images. The web server was initially created. And after tagging, we can see a new thing, new server, new image with this whole URL. And then the Docker push command. So as you are pushing the Git repository, similarly, you need to push a Docker push command with this URI. Just copying this command and pasting it here, and this image is gonna push to my ECR repository from my local machine, right? As everything is in an AWS environment, so that's a pretty faster. Okay, so now go back to your ECR, click on the Money Cloud. Now you can see the newly created image is pushed to your ECR. Now your repository will fill with one image, right? You can see my local machine time and the push time, which will almost same. So my code ECR part is done. Now I'm going to my ECS, which is Elastic Container Service. And Toshal, is there any question? So just let me know. I can pause it and I can answer the question. Toshal, am I audible?
Yes, yes. Just a minute. Yeah. So we have one question from, I would say, we have a lot of chats going on in the chat section. So one question from Arvind. Okay, which configuration management tool is better, Chef or Ansible?
See, both have their own pros and cons, Arvind. But personally, in my opinion, I would love to go with the Ansible. Chef is quite, we need to install, if you have 1,000 server, and then you need to install the Chef agent in all 1,000 server manually, right? With Ansible, you need not to do that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for me,
Thank you. Yeah. So we have one more question from Dinesh. Okay, he says, will the data or files created after starting the Docker image will be wiped, or will be wiped after stopping or not? That is a question.
see, if you can stop the image, it can be registered over there, and you can start it again. But if you can remove the image, then it will not be there. So as simple as that, once your image is done manually, let's suppose you manually enter it inside your container and you did some configuration and just exit out and take a commit. So there is a command called Docker commit. You can just commit it with a new name like version 1 to version 2 or version 3, and then your image will be saved with all the changes, with all the files. So this is the way to save your running image without losing anything.
Okay, thank you, Varun. And one question from Tushar about Elastic IP. I would say, Tushar, uh, the scope of this session will not help you with how to assign a Elastic IP address to your EC2 instance. So
It is already
you can
there. Sorry to
yeah,
interrupt, Kaushal.
yeah,
Tushar, it
yeah.
is already there. I have clearly explained in my video that how to assign an elastic IP to an EC2 instance. It is there.
Okay.
Kaushal, just to let you know, this is if any student from BTech first year or MTech first
Yeah.
year to final year, right? They can follow this one and they can create their own final year project with this. Believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. I think Kedar was looking for this. Then this is the answer actually, Kedar. So whatever Varun is running through is what you have to do for your project. Yeah.
Just you need to
Go.
go to the Google. Yeah. Just you need to go to the Google and just type Manik Cloud, hit enter. The first or second link of YouTube, you can go to the YouTube channel, and here inside that, you can find this the long video. This guy, 1.29 hours, right? And this video, these two video is completely related to this project. So almost 1 hour 40 minutes should be complete this project. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Go ahead.
yeah, so this part till the ECR part we have done it. Now we are coming to the Elastic Container Service. So let's create a task first, and these are the cluster and task and SVC. So I'm gonna create a task first with compatibility of Fargate. So create on new task, click on the Fargate, go to the next step, give some name over here, CICD task. Choose the task role. Right now there is a no role, so it's fine. Go with the none. Now here you need to select the memory size and the CPU size for your container. So minimum is zero point 0.5 GB memory and sorry 0.5 GB memory and 0.25 virtual CPU. Here the catch is here, guys. So I have done a mistake over there, and in my second video, that the reason why I have created my second video is this. In this container name must be same as your image definition file, which is coming after some time. So just make sure and be careful what name you are giving here. So web one, here you need to provide this URI of your ECR. Just copy and paste it, and then you can choose your soft limit and press on I button. You can get all the details for each and every option. So please go ahead and read through that all the description. Memory option, you can put some soft and hard limit. If you can put hard limit, it will be allocated once in a time, and if it is a soft limit, then incrementally, as per you go incrementally, it will utilize the memory. Then port mapping, of course, we need to map the port number 80, and as simple, everything is by default. Then let's go and yeah, this is one important thing, the CloudWatch configuration. So it will create a AWS log group with your reason, with your stream, and then click add, go down, then click create. Now your task definition has been created in a very simple step. Go back to cluster, and now create a cluster for AWS Fargate. So networking only, just choose this. So Fargate will provide you a managed service for the container, rather than ECS will provide you the machines. So Elastic Container Service, Fargate is a part of that. So I'm giving the cluster name CICD cluster. I'm click on the create, and my cluster is ready within a minute, right? So look at the task, look at the service. Everything is empty right now because it's an empty cluster. So click on a create service, choose the launch type Fargate, and then go ahead with your description of this. If you don't know anything, again click on the I button. You will come to know each and everything. Go for the AWS documentation, which is very huge and large, but it was so informative. Yes. So task definition automatically in this drop down, you can see only one task, CI/CD task. You go for the version, it is the latest version, then platform and the service name. So here I'm giving the service name as a service one. Number of tasks, how many container you want to run. So I'm choosing 2. This is maximum healthy percent. minimum percent, and whether do you want a blue-green deployment or rolling update. So this session is for the rolling update. And select your VPC and subnet. So right now I'm in North Virginia region, which have more than 5 subnets. So I'm gonna choose the A, B, and C. Yeah. So subnets is subnet A, subnet B, subnet C. So all my container will be running in these subnets, and we create a security group automatically. Now we need a load balancer for this. So what to do? So just go and check load balancer. There is a no load balancer right now. So we need to navigate to the EC2 console and then click on the load balancer. Click on the create load balancer. Choose your application load balancer. Give it some name. And port number. So ABC I have chosen over there. Then select some security group. So make sure, see, in this list, we cannot see the container security group right now because it is not created yet. Later onwards, we can join it. So create a target group over here. And let me make it a little bit more faster, 1.75. Yeah, so just a moment. Yeah, select the target group, just give a name to the target group, TG1, and then choose your protocol. In my case, I'm choosing the default one. Go for your advanced setting and just healthy threshold to make it faster. Click on next. Choose your nothing to choose over here. Create your load balancer. Now you created your load balancer successfully. This is your DNS name. Go to your ECS back, refresh it. You can see the load balancer over here with the container port 8080. But here I'm going to create one more target group, which is 80 and HTTP. And I'm changing the pattern to the slash, which is my root location everywhere, root location. So anything come to my root location, it's going to be redirect to my this target group. And the target group name is ECS CICD. Everything is done. Click on next step. And if you want to register something on the route 53, you need to go with this enable service discovery integration. So it is up to you whether you're going to choose it or not. In my case, I'm not. Next step, and then create your service. Everything, every configuration is available in this page. Go it, and this is the security group what I'm talking about. So just create the service and go back to your load balancer. Go to the security group section, edit your security group, and choose this security group. That's all. Save it. Come back, view your service. Now you can see there is a two task is provisioning. So these tasks are known as a container in Docker. So this two container is provisioning, and here inside the event, I can see the log, two tasks, task number 1 and task number 2 with this whole ID. And then in the deployment section, in the downside, you can see the desired count is 2, what we have figured out. And in metric section, you can see the graphs and the log. There is a no log right now, but later onwards you have it. Go back to the details. This is your target group name, your VPC and networking subnets details. In the task, now you can see the task is already running in state. Click on your task. Here you can see the detail, and it is in running state. The web one, whatever configuration we have done in the container, it is visible over here, right? Go back to your. So this is my second task. There was two tasks, and same thing I'm describing over here. Go to your cluster and check whether your working site is working or not. So just copy your DNS name and click it over here. Now the website is coming from your ECS. So this is how we have done more than half of the part of this project, right? So everything is done. Whenever I'm, creating a build, I can push it to the ECR, and that ECR we can, division a new task, and that task will show as a website. So now I'm going to the code commit part. And guys, those who are not know about what is code commit, who don't know about what is code commit, so just follow this. And this is one of the alternative of Bitbucket or GitLab in AWS.
Yeah.
And yeah,
We have one question from Rakesh. He's asking, to deploy task definition in private subnet, do we need NAT gateway assigned to a private route table?
it depends whether you want to do some installation in your task or not. If not, then not needed. And if yes, we want to update your task and all, then you need to do that. But typically, there is no need required for this.
Okay.
But again, it's based on your configuration and based on your own architecture, right? Typically, it is not needed. Okay, so I am in the repository section in the code commit. So I'm just creating a repository with the name Docker repo. Create that repo. And now once you create it, automatically it will pop up with how you're gonna clone it. So git clone, copy this one, paste it in your terminal. But before this, you need to install the git. Let's just install it. Yum install git was the command. So just paste this one. And when you are trying to paste it, then it asking for a username and password. So right now we don't have any username and password. So in AWS, especially, they have a feature called IAM. Inside that IAM, you need to go over there and create it. And this is how the AWS documentation showed you step by step. But it is a very huge documentation. So that's why I have recorded these things here. If any new guy will watch this video, they can do step by step. Go to your IAM, select your user, and inside your user, go to the security credential. Once you are there, then go down at the last, and here you can find the HTTP GIT credential for AWS code commit. Just click on the generate credential, and here is my username, and this is my password, right? So copy this username, go to your terminal, run that git clone command again, paste the username over here, hit enter. It's asking for a password, copy your password, paste it here, and now you can see the error authentication will remove, and it appear have a cloned and empty repository at the down. So you can see the Docker repository from the code commit has been successfully cloned here. So this is one of the way, but all the time you need to give your password and username, so that is not required, right? So the another way to do that, the SSH. So how are we going to do the SSH? Yeah, let's go back to the code commit, and here the SSH instruction is there for the Linux machine. So there's a couple of steps to do that. I am going to do one by one, and I'm going to explain it, but the documentation is there. Anytime you can redirect to the documentation and get it. So I am there here in my terminal, and now I'm going to create a key file, ssh-keygen. It will create a private and public file for me. Just type that command, hit couple of times enter, and your IDRSA and IDRSA dot pub file is generated at that location of root location in SSH directory. So you can see there is a 2 file is available right now. So I'm gonna read that public file. I'm copying this public file right now. I'm going to my IAM user, click on my upload public SSH key. was not copied. Yeah, copying it and uploading it to them. Now I can see the SSH ID has been generated. So just copy this SSH ID. But before that, we need to create one more file. Okay. So this is the documentation. Copy this 3 lines of code. Go to your Linux terminal, create a file config, paste here all 3 lines. Now here is your user ID should be copied and pasted. So this is my SSH key ID. Paste it, make it align. And identity file. So already you uploaded the public file. So here you need to provide your private key file name. So the file name should be id_rsa. Right? So everything is done. And the below step is chmod 600 config. So I'm gonna change the file permission over there to the chmod 600 to my config file. It is already done. So all part has been done. Now you are copying this one, going to the CD OPT. We get inside the Docker. Okay, so I am just cloning it over here in the OPT location. Now my Docker repo is done. The code commit Docker repo has been successfully cloned. If I'm getting inside that directory, and the previous directory, what we have cloned it with the ID, user, and password. So I'm trying to Docker file an index.html to my Docker repo, and it has been created with the previous steps. So I'm trying to show you one error that is intentionally I have recorded this session to show you that error, right? So these 2 files are there. Now I'm trying to commit because my SSH connection is done. Now I'm trying to commit these 2 files to my code commit. So this is the git command, git add dot means you are adding all the files. Git status now, one master branch is there. There is a no commit yet. And 2 files need to be committed or removed from the cache. So I'm pressing it git commit, typing it git commit hyphen m. That means message a. That means all for all files. So this is my primary files, right? I'm hitting enter. Now in my git status, I can check it out. 2 file is already committed. Now you need to push the code or these files over there. So git push. Again, it is asking my username and password. So because I already set up the SSH, so I need to go to the IAM, and then we need to delete that credential part. Delete it, straight away delete it. To confirm, type delete and delete credential. That's all, right? But again, I am doing one more mistake, which is important to know. Most of the people will do that. So whenever you are cloning any repository from the username and password, inside the directory, there is a config file where it is stored. So you need to go back over there, and whatever directory you have cloned with that SSH file, just go over there. And I have copied and pasted everything in this step. I have moved all the Docker repo things to the newly created one, and I'm removing all those folder or directory. Again, I'm copying it, cloning over here. It's cloned right now. After removal, it is cloned. Now I'm removing it, like moving all my files to that newly cloned directory. It's there, running the same command, git add, git commit, and git push. So here we can see in the git push, 4x4, all my files are uploaded there. Go to your repo, click on the code. Here you can see the Docker file. Inside my repo, Docker file index.html file is there. And this is how We can check it out over there, and we can push our code to the code commit. Now, this part has been successfully done. Now I'm going to automate the building part, how your Docker image will build automatically while pushing the code in the code commit, and how it's going to reflect in the ECR, and then how it's going to reflect to the ECS. So I'm just creating a build project. Going to my source provider, I'll choose code commit. Then which repository? I have only one. Which branch? I have only one branch. Then go down, select the operating system. As I have an Amazonian mind, so I will always choose the Amazon machine. Runtime is standard. Choose any of the standard image. And this is one of the most important catch, guys. So if you do not click this one, you cannot build your Docker image at anyhow at the code build machines, right? So you have to check this checkbox, and it will create a new role for me. There is advanced configuration. So please do not install any certificate. Make it default. Don't choose any VPC. Make it default. Then build spec file is there. I'm gonna write it. And artifact, which artifact and which bucket you want to give it. I will later onwards, I will come and change it. Then this is all about log. Create on the build project. It is creating a code build right now. And then again, I'm gonna build it and show some error. That error you're gonna face it while doing yourself. So I just run on build. It will showing that building, and this is the logs, 1,000 lines of log we can see here. And this is the error what I'm talking about. You do not have any build spec file over there. So for this, I'm coming to my terminal. I'm gonna create a build spec file. It's already written in my notepad. I'm gonna copy this one. I'm going to ECR because I need this repository URL. I'm replacing my old repository URL with my new one, both the places. So I pasted here, and let me explain this one quickly. So version 2. Version 0.2 is the version, and there is a phases of encode build. So pre-build, build, and post-build. So in pre-build, you just need to log into the ECR registry. Once you are there, then come to the build section, and then run your Docker build -t and the image name and the version, and tag your image, newly created image, with the repository URI. Once it is done, then after the post build section, you just push your image to the ECR money cloud. That's all. So that has been added. Now I'm gonna push this file to my code commit. Git push. It's already pushed. Go to code commit. Check it there. The repository. Now I can see the build spec file is available. Let's go back to the build project, select your Docker build, which we have created, and start building the project once again. So this time, this build will be successfully build my image, but it will not able to push that image to ECR, and that error is a common error because the role of this pipeline, sorry, the role of this Docker build is not at all there. So I'm gonna face the IAM. This is my role name, and I'm gonna attach a ECR policy, the registry policy. So Amazon EC2 Container Registry full access. Now one more time you need to build it. So guys, this is a very step-by-step tutorial. I could have record this session without showing you any error, but this error is an intentional thing. So I have rerun again. Now it is building my image. My image install Apache, copying my index.html file and building my image, and now pushing to my ECR repository. So it is succeeds this time. Go back to the ECR. Now you can see it has been with the name latest tag. It has been copied to my ECR. So now the automation part, code build, I have explained very well that how you have done the Docker things automatically with the code build. Everything is on the line right now. So my building part is done. So how this ECR code will come to the ECS, first of all, let me explain you in a very manual way. And once you could able to understand in a manual way, then you could automate these things, right? So this is the another thing I'm gonna copy to my index file to make it version 1. So existing version is 1. Now I'm going to put this as a version 2. And manually I'm going to deploy it, and after manual deployment I'm going to show this. So git commit, just commit it and push it over there. Now in the source you can see the index.html file with the version 2, right? Now just build one more time, and here is the commit. If you don't know about the git technology, just click on the commit. Now you can see what was the old version and what was the new version. So this is what the versioning system does, right? So this is what the versioning system built for. Okay, go to your build and then start building your project one more time with the new code version 2. Go to the ECR, refresh it. Now you can see the latest part is uploaded. How we gonna update our task? That's I'm gonna define it right now. Go to your container. It's a heavy rain over here. Nice weather one. So task definition. So currently in ALB we have version 1, right? So after updating my task, I can see the version 2 over here. So just select the task, and role has been automatically created once you created the thing. So either you can choose or don't choose, it's up to you. And inside this web version, we have to copy the latest URI and update this container and create it. Now you can see there is a second version of your container has been created, task 2, and then update your service. Click on action, go to update service, and here just go to the next step, default network, default load balancer setting. You don't want auto scaling. Update your service. So once you update your service, go to the detail of task, and you can see there is a 2 more task or 2 more container is provisioning right now. right? So this is how behind the scene it gonna change it. And right now we are doing it manually, all the task definition and service creation. In the event, you can see those were the old tasks, these are the new tasks. In the deployment section, you can see the active and the primary, the desired count, the pending count, running count. You can see the time difference between them. About 40 minutes, 43 minutes of time difference, yes. And here you can see the matrix in the log section is still nothing there, right?
Yeah. So we have one question, Varun, from Rakesh.
Go ahead.
He's asking how to use caching during Docker build in AWS code build.
So see, whenever you are putting the image, whenever you are creating a, see, there is a two catching thing, right? One, while building the things, so automatically if you build an image, automatically in your local machine, everything is cached. But for the Docker build or for the code build in AWS, there is no other way to do this. There is no way to do this until unless your building is your code build API running at the frequent way within 5-10 minutes or within 30 minutes, so that automatically it can cache. Docker has a capacity, once you are building an image and the old steps are already there, it's gonna just take the cache and save your time. In the Docker build, in the code build, if you want the same functionality, then you need to build very frequently. There is no other way. As of my knowledge, there is no other way, but might be AWS will bring something new tomorrow, right? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
Varun, for that. I hope
yeah,
Rakesh, you got your answer.
yeah. As we saw that this task has been running, so let's go there in the browser. Now I can see version 2.0 is there, right? So this is how manually we have changed our code, version 1 to version 2, and I'm refreshing again and again. So I can see only version 2. And what is the reason behind that? I'm going to explain it right now. You just go to your target group, the load balancer. So this is how you're going to see your target group in your load balancer. Go to your listener, view rules, choose your target group, click on target. Now here you can see two container is healthy and two container is draining from the current service, right? So this is how your traffic is already redirected to the version 2 container, the updated container, rather than the version 1 container. So this is how it's gonna do it, and slowly it's gonna remove the task too, right? So now we're gonna automate the same thing. Then how we gonna automate it? In this case, I need to create a pipeline. So this is the code pipeline for the AWS service, which is a very good service. An alternative of this, you can use Jenkins. And now Bitbucket, GitLab, GitHub, everything have their own pipelining service. So just give a name. This name will create a role and go for the default location, default management key. Choose code commit, Docker repo, master branch. Everything is default, right? Click on the next session. Choose your code build, project name Docker build. Huh? Now choose the code deploy also, where you want to deploy your code. So on ECS, how you want to deploy it, which name, what is the service name over here. And I intentionally want to show you an error over there. That's why I'm not giving this definition file. So let's make it next. Create our pipeline. And this is how our beautiful pipeline will be creating. See, there is a three-step pipeline. First, the source, it will copy the code from the code commit. Now it will run on the code build, and then at last it will deploy on the container. So first part is done. You can see right hand side blue color here. You can see the blue color. Now the code build part is done and code deploy part have not been done. So there is a couple of errors. First of all, whatever IAM role you are using for your pipeline, that does not have the permission for your S3, right? So this is the error. Let's go back to your IAM code pipeline, choose your code pipeline, and go to the action, attach policy, uh, and go for the S3. And for this demo, I'm giving the full access. You can just provide the bucket access, that's all. That has been done. Then again, if you're gonna run it, the pipeline, just click on the pipeline, retry it, and you will face another problem. So it is saying that we have insufficient issue with the code pipeline again. And okay, so this is how the S3 will gonna save your all file in the zip location. So S3 bucket inside that location, ECS pipeline will create a source artifact and it will do all the things, right? So because we are running out of time, Toshal, so I'm just jumping to the second video to make it show that everything is done. But before that, one important catch here, come to the code build and go to the artifact section and choose your S3. As I told you while starting, choose this bucket name. Later onwards, I'll come and do that, and I'm doing it right now. That was the error because it would not find, give the path name slash, give the name for output artifact is output. Utilizing the zip file, update the artifacts. And once you updated the artifacts, run your pipeline again. Release changes, it will take by step 1. And again, we are facing some problem. So I had already explained it how to troubleshoot these problems. Go to your edit stage. And this is what in my slide, in my 8 number step, I have showed this source artifact because basically it belongs to the build artifact. It's a code build. We need to change the input artifact as a source artifact so that it can read the file from the S3. So once you've done it, and then here you need to provide the image definition file that which repository and which version you are gonna do this. So I'm just going to my copy and pasting image definition file here and saving it and going back to my terminal. So what is my task name? So that was the confusion I have made over there, guys. So these are the common things. So we do not have to provide the task name over here. We need to provide the image name, like container name, right? So here I am providing the CI/CD as a task and providing the URL, copying this URL, creating my image definition file. Copy this 4-line of file. Go to your terminal, create a new file with image definition.json. Copy this content over there and paste it, and then run the git command, git add, git commit, and git push. So once you pushed your code over there, go back to your code pipeline and try to run it. So this time you need not to run it because this is how we're gonna automate it. Once a coder can push the code, automatically the pipeline will start it. So this time I have done nothing manual. Everything will be going to do. Yeah. So everything will be going to automate with this pipelining setup. So In the second part, just give me a moment. Let me open the second part.
Sure.
Yeah. I am gonna just copy my container name. My container name was not CI/CD task 2 because it was my task name. So I have to choose my container name. And where is my container name? I'm just giving you the location. Click on your task and go to your task. Go down. And here you can see my container name. So my container name is Web1. So you have to choose your container name as a Web1 and then push it again. And here I'm going to change the version 2, 3 or something, whatever version you want to give it. So this time version 3, right? And now my pipeline is already created and let's test it right now. So I'm committing it. I'm pushing it. And if everything is right, just go back to your code pipeline and see whether it is running or not. So it is in progress right now. Part 1 is done. Part 2 is happening right now. That is building process. This will take some time. You can click on the details and then you can see whether it is building it or not. So once it is building it, within couple of moments, you can see it will push the newly Docker build image with the new code in the code deploy, and then come again to the ECS pipeline and check it out whether the deployment process is running it or not. Just wait for a moment. It is done. The deployment process is running right now. How we can check it? Just click on the details. And now you can see there is a 2 primary part and 2 active ones. So this particular service deployment ID 2 is gonna deploy that. And if you can go to the task, you can see all 2 tasks is already provisioned in the running state, right? And then go to the event. You can check out the event. This task has been registered. And you can see the time. My local machine time is 6:01, and this event time is also 18:01, which is 6 p.m. You can check your container ALB. Now version 3 is visible over here. Okay, so this is how everything is automatic. As a developer, you just need to push your code to the GitHub or the code commit from your terminal, and everything will be handled by the CI/CD pipeline. Go to your ECS CI/CD target group, and now you can check it out. The target group is draining. 2 machine is already healthy, and 2 machine is draining right now. So this is how we have completed the CI/CD part automation in the ECS or Fargate right now, right? So yes, this has been completed successfully, and all the events and everything is done. So Toshal, I am done with my presentation
Great.
part, the technical presentation part from step 1 to step 10. Yes.
Great. Thank you, Varun. I think it was really fun following you. Okay. And I hope people will be able to go back to this video again and
Uh,
then try to
sure.
do it again.
And
Okay. Yeah.
this is what I
Because,
am promoting here. This is what I'm promoting here. My blog is ready for this particular YouTube video. You can go over there. You can find my YouTube channel link, GitHub repository link. All the code should be there. This is my blog on Medium, right? So
yeah.
just go over there and find it out, right? Okay. So
Great.
quickly, one more thing, Kaushal.
Yeah.
Just I wanted to let you know about the AWS Copilot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. We'll take
Uh,
one question, Varun, before that. One from Rakesh, and then you can continue. Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So Rakesh has a question like AWS code pipeline is not supporting multi-branch pipeline. Then how to configure multi-branch pipeline using code pipeline?
There is a limitation with the code commit and code pipeline in AWS. Guys, this is not an open source tool. So they have built it over there. So there is a lot of feature need to be enhanced in the code commit as well as in the code pipeline.
Okay, great, great, good to know. Yeah, you can continue with the Copilot stuff.
So whatever, okay, so why Copilot? So actually I was about to upload the video, but it's not possible to do that. Let me open a video right now in my local machine itself.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing my browser, right?
Yeah, we can see your browser. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Guys, if you
Just
have any questions, just drop in. We'll take a couple of questions, and then after that, we'll wind up. Uh, yeah, it's still not opened, Varun.
yeah. Go ahead, Toshan. What did you say?
I said the video is not yet opened.
Yeah. I'm just sharing my link
Yeah.
again
Okay.
because it's from my local machine right now.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
share screen. Share screen. Application window. Problem is that
Weather seems to
just
be
a
very
moment.
violent there. Is thunderstorm going on there right now, or how?
Yes. It's a kind of like see, always Kuala Lumpur is always raining, right? Like every
Yes.
day you can find the rain, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my skill is visible to you, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I'm not going to give a full detail about this, right? And by this evening, I can complete my YouTube channel as well as in my blog to show you that. But whatever thing I have recorded, let me know you how to do with the Copilot, and whatever the step I have done it in creation of ECS Fargate task or cluster manually. There is a couple of way to do it automatically. So see, DevOps. Okay, guys, one more thing. Let me explain you. DevOps comes with a couple of things, right? The infrastructure deployment is also part of DevOps. Like within a click, once you click it, and then it will gonna create your infrastructure. But this time I have created the infrastructure manual and I have done the code deployment part automatically. But here I'm going to let you know the Copilot, which is just launched the day before yesterday, and I have done it successfully. And let me show you the video right now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You can
just
start
a
the video.
moment.
Yeah.
I Yeah, video is started, but I don't know how to make it forward in this. It's not VLC. No
Okay.
problem. Okay. So what I have done it, I have just logged into my AWS account. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna install a new machine, which I have done, which I already showed you. Okay. Once my new machine is done, I just renamed it with Copilot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am trying to log into my newly created machine, and for this I have created a copilot.pem. I'm just trying to uh, give the permission of my file and then make an SSH command over there.
Mm-hmm.
And once I successfully logged in, this is my IP address. Once I successfully logged in with copilot.pem, with the sudo user, which I already showed you, then update your thing. And for installing Copilot, we need a Git over there. Git is one of the prerequisites. And yeah, it will take little bit 5 to 6 minutes to complete this video. Yeah. So again, my way to teach you guys to share my knowledge to show the error. Once you are able to find the error, then you want to learn new thing, right? Then you want to make a confidence. Yeah, you troubleshooted this one. So copy this thing. This is the installation part. Like just copy from the AWS document. You can copy the installation lines and then you can find it out. So once you run the Copilot thing after installing it, it would not come directly because it's an EC2 machine. So the binary location for this Copilot, see, previous error was it was not found. So what I have created a soft link to the user local bin Copilot to user bin Copilot. Just remove the local. So once you created a soft link, the binary file of your bash will able to read this Copilot installer Copilot command, right? So that's how I want to show you this troubleshooting. And once you've done the troubleshoot, just write the Copilot help, and these are the options you can able to do that in the Copilot. And here, those who do not know what is Git, so I just log into my GitHub. I'm just creating my one more repository for the GitHub. I will share with you guys, initialize the repository, and the repository is already exists. So just put it copilot.demo and create this repository. Copy this public URL. So few of them, can think that, hey, Varun, why are you showing this much of, basic things? Guys, believe me, there are people who is doing their BTech, bachelors and masters, and they don't know anything about this. Because I was one of them on the same phase, like a couple of years ago, and believe me, nobody is gonna help you out in that kind of thing, the basics one. So that is the reason why I'm including everything as a basics. So I have successfully cloned my newly created Copilot things over here. And yes, that Copilot demo is there. For that, I need to go inside this. And so once I type Copilot init, so init will initialize your framework over there, but I cannot find the config. So for that, I need to go to the IAM, go to your username, create your IAM, access key ID and secret access key. I'm just making it a little more forward and fast because we have already done it in a previous demo.
Yeah.
So just type AWS configure, paste it over there, select your reason, and you are done with this. Then again, just type the Copilot in it. Now it is working fine. It will ask what application you want to give it. Just give any name. For me, I am giving the name demo, but for this, I need a Docker file and an index.html file. So I'm just copying and pasting the same Docker file and the same index.html file at this location. And then I'm typing the Copilot in it. And it will asking once you type the Copilot in it, it will ask a name. So I have already given the username demo, the application name demo, and it is asking me a load balancer thing. So I have just given the name ALB demo, and then it will create my infrastructure. So those who don't want to create the infrastructure for ECS in a manual way, they can just figure it out, and it will create the init function will create the manifest.yaml file. In this manifest, it will provide your test environment, your size of your container, and all those functionality of your container. People, those who are familiar with the Kubernetes services, they know what is manifest.yml. If not, then just Google it out and you can figure it out. And here you can find it will create a test environment for that. And if I'm just making it little forward, so my cluster will be ready, my application load balancer will be ready. It will almost take 10 minutes, and you can go ahead in a ECS, go and refresh your cluster. See, my cluster demo test.cluster is already there, and you can see the ALB of demo is already created, and it will creating a further thing. Okay, so this is how I again find an error. So once I'll upload these things, I'll explain everything about this error and everything, right? So yeah, I did a troubleshooting over there, and then again I'm gonna run this one. and it will again ask the same question. You have to give the name over there, and yeah, it will create an infrastructure for you. So I'm closing this video, Torshal, and I'm
Yeah.
just
Thank you
stop
very much,
sharing.
Varun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks for
So I
the
think,
very insightful session, I would say.
yeah,
We
we are
are
at the right time, right?
no, we overshoot it by 30 minutes, but that's fine. I
We're
think people will,
overshooted by 30 minutes. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
people will appreciate your effort you have put into this demo, okay, and really liked it. Um, just last question from Rakesh, and we'll wind up, okay? So Rakesh
Sure.
has a question is, can you explain a little bit about task placement strategy in ECS?
See, there is a couple of strategy over there in task replacement. Like one is a blue-green deployment, like which is a very famous. So
Hmm.
for that, you need to make an app spec file over there in the code deploy. You need to configure your code deploy accordingly, and then there is an in-place deployment. You can utilize that also, and there is a rolling update deployment. You can utilize that also. So there's a multiple way. If you familiar with the Elastic Bean stuff, then you should know about what are the deployment policy, or just go to the code deploy and figure it out. Like in the option, you can find 4 or 5 strategies should be there. So based on your own architecture, based on your own production workload and your own revenue and what kind of traffic and how you gonna make it faster, or all these strategies have their pros and cons. So based on your own architecture, you can choose in place or blue green. These two are the typical
Great.
deployment paths.
Great. Thank you, Varun, for this excellent explanation. And I hope, Rakesh, you got your answer. So I think Varun will close this session. Thanks,
Sure,
everyone. Okay. You will get this video at the same link. You can utilize that. We'll also share the PPT with the community on our meetup page, and you can utilize that. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.
thanks
Thanks,
thanks
Varun.
for joining me, guys. Thanks.
Thank you,
Okay.
Varun. Thanks.